Paints, glazes, and glue. Just a few tweaks to make food look amazing. Today, I'm visiting Lisa Cherkasky, an Arlington resident who's done everything involving food for over 25 years. Lisa, you're more than just a food stylist though, right?
I've had a lot of jobs. I mean, I've been every kind of, I've been a chef, pastry chef, cooking teacher, I write, I do consulting. Mostly what I do now is styling.
And what does food styling mean exactly?
It means preparing food for camera, still or moving. And it could be for a book, it could be, in which case it looks pretty real, and what you're selling as a recipe, so you want it to be to serve the home cook or the professional cook. It could be for an ad, an ingredient, or a lifestyle that involves food. And so it's any of those things. I've been a stylist 25 years and it's changed a lot in that time, and it's more natural looking, which is nice.
Food looked faker?
More rigid, stiffer, more perfect. People don't want that anymore. I think that makes people uncomfortable.
And something we have in common is that we both love sandwiches. In fact, you have a sandwich blog.
And sandwiches are just really interesting. They're interesting, people get really excited about sandwiches. It's really interesting, and plus it involves bread and mayonnaise and mustard and pickles, and I talk about life, and you can bring anything into a sandwich if you put your mind to it. I like to make connections. It's like a collage of everything.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it, plus it's my own thing.
When did your interest in food begin?
When I was tiny, always. This is when I was small. My dad owned a dairy, and then he owned a bakery, and my mother's a really good cook, and she always cooked. And we've always had fun with food in our house. My mother was kind of she was an imaginative cook, and when I was growing up, she cooked things that were unusual, that were from other countries, and it's always been a really important part of my family life. And everything I've done has built on itself, which has also been really good. That's one thing about being a stylist, is I use my learning from all these different arenas, and that's great. You'll think of something, if you're good at remembering and putting things together, you'll think of something that you learned in some completely different context that becomes useful. I love that.
What would you say has been the oddest assignment you've ever had?
I've made a world map on a pizza. I've cooked muskrat. I had to find muskrats. I've had things like that, crazy stuff like that.
Did you ever get an assignment you thought you couldn't do?
I've had them. I've had assignments where I was kind of running the speech through my head like, I really don't think there's anything more I can do here, and I'll be packing my tools and going. Not anymore, but I used to.
And you take a toolbox with you to every shoot.
I carry all kinds of tools. It's fun. And I'm always looking for stuff because I use things that, like I use a paint stripper, and I use a clothing steamer. I cook with them. I'm always, I'm at the dentist and I think, oh, I'm looking at his tools thinking, well, I wonder if he's got something that I could use because I use dental forceps. Yeah. I'm always kind of looking around. My orthodontist has something. I'm like, I wonder if I could use this little drill for something. A lot of what I'm doing is keeping it moist in the right places that sounds boring, but I'm using a little bottle with a hypodermic and I'm putting water, or I'm using a brush with a little oil or a little water. I might be trimming things that look odd, or making something stand up that's lying down. I want the light to come through it. I do things like add a drip right at the right moment so it's wet, keep it looking like that.
Can we head inside and take a look at your toolboxes?
Yeah, I can open it up and show you what's in there. Yeah.
No, we're not in the garage. We're in the kitchen with Lisa. All right, Lisa, what are we looking at here?
This is some of what I carry in my toolbox. This is about half or maybe 2/3 of what I carry, and I try to be prepared for anything but not carry too much stuff. And I have all kinds of crazy stuff. Like this is an aspirator, I think, for kids for their noses, and I use this for picking up small amounts of liquid. Like you can pull a little bit of liquid out of a glass without disrupting anything, or pull some gravy off a plate or something. I use that. This is a glue dispenser for plastic, but it'll just put out like 1 drop of water. This is Fruit Fresh, which you use for canning, but I use it for keeping like avocados from turning brown, or bananas, because it sits out. Glycerin, people always think you use tons of it. I don't use that much, but you can stir it into macaroni and cheese. It keeps it slippery, that kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it puts a little shine on it?
It keeps it from being sticky. It's kind of amazing. This is basically just brown color, which is kitchen bouquet. You can make coffee or tea or white wine or brown. You can make anything brown. Yeah. You can paint things with it. I use it all kinds. I say, I'll make you some brown water. What shade do you want? I use Armor All. I spray this on bread because it keeps, it prevents drying out. So you can spray it on roll, the top won't crack, or tortilla, it won't crack.
And so how long will it last? Do you have a few hours of it looking good with some spray?
And no, not a few hours. Maybe 30 minutes.
Okay.
I do a lot of replacing. As a stylist, you have to be prepared to replace all the time, which I hate.
For every assignment, do you have to bring the food, or is it prepared for you? Is it there?
No, I bring it.
Okay.
Well, it depends. If it's a product, it's there, and I might bring all the garnishes and things for making sauces. They might ask me to bring accompaniments. They want me to bring something for a red sauce, a yellow sauce, a green sauce, a brown sauce. Be ready, you know. And then they might have all the chicken there or all the cinnamon rolls there. A lot of what I'm doing is trying to make it quick. So it's not that I couldn't make a real sauce, but no one's going to eat it. It would take time and it's expensive. Photo shoots are costly, so you're always trying to think, how can I get there quickly? Give them what they want as quickly as possible.
And how about like on those fast food commercials when you see the big juicy burger? It looks so good.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
There's various things. A lot of it's just picking carefully, you know, picking the right thing. Some of it is taking what they have and making it look bigger than it is. But you can do things like take a slice of tomato, slice it, you can cut in the back and then spread it, so the whole front of it's like, or a burger.
Right.
I've taken buns and made them smaller, so the burger looks bigger. You pull them in from the back. This is, I make grill marks with this. See, you might enhance the grill marks on a burger. This is, I got two here stuck together, but use this, you know, a jeweler's torch and just brown one edge, make it look nicer. It might have a part that's not quite brown enough. And then I might take a paintbrush, I definitely would, and paint some oil on it so it looks hot. Trying to make it look hot when it's not. Like a sauce at room temperature is too thick. So I thin it a little so that it looks, so it's sort of cheating, but really what you're trying to do is stabilize it because it needs to sit there.
And so that we see the steam coming up from something.
It could be warmed up, it could actually be real. I did something recently where it was real. It could be from a steamer, which you might waft as a steamer. You might build a rig and you might get down behind it and you want heat that's not pushing things around because everything moves. So I would use a paint stripper for, I could cook a pizza with that, or I can brown the top of something. Or this, I can get into a small space and just heat it, brown it. You know, this is great for chocolate chips because they're warm. You have a cookie, you just, it's warm. Or a glaze on a cake if it looks warm. You know, it looks shiny.
And if someone's interested in getting into food styling, what's your advice?
I would say learn a lot about it. People call me and then I have lunch with them, learn a lot about it, maybe try it out, offer to work for free, work for a stylist for free, be really agreeable, really flexible, happy to do anything, good attitude, and then see if you can get someone to work with you. There's classes, there's a thing called Food on Film, which is a conference where you can learn a lot.
Patrick, now you know how to get into food styling.
Yeah, learn a lot about it first. That's what I would say. As any job, you think it's never what you think it is. It's not what I thought. I had no idea.
Lisa, thanks for opening up your doors today and letting us in, teaching us something new. Next time I use a hairdryer and a blowtorch, I'll think of them in a different light. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I hope you gained new insight into the world of food styling. For more information about Lisa, and if you'd like to follow her blog, visit us online and you can find links to all of her work. Well, that's all for now. I'm Katie Greenan, and I'll see you next time for more delicious bites of Arlington.